Today, I want to talk about the truth about self-love versus loving yourself and why knowing the difference elevates your confidence. Happy Valentine's Day, my beautiful ladies. Or maybe I should say that again. Let's just rewind, shall we? Happy Valentine's, beautiful ladies. Oh, Valentine's Day, the annual reminder, thanks to Hollywood and every sappy love song ever written. I do love some love songs. Women are apparently just desperate for instant gratification, and we are completely detached from reality because nothing says true love like a box of chocolates and a dozen roses, right? Let's put commercialism in there too for merchandising love and leading us down this where we are now. Today, I want us to have a deeper conversation, one that goes beyond roses, chocolates, and cute Instagram posts. Deeper than your boo or your secret admirer sending you a Valentine's message. Deeper than the memory of you reminiscing of that Valentine's date. You know, in the past, that blew your mind when you were quite juvenile. Because if you're on a healing journey and if you've been trying to rebuild your confidence after you've spent years shrinking, second-guessing yourself, or losing yourself in relationships, then today is your day. Because we're talking about something that will determine whether you walk through this life rooted and deeply grounded, or living a life of constantly trying to patch yourself up and chasing love. I don't know about you, but I think I want the former. I'm going to reveal to you the difference between self-love and loving yourself. So stay tuned in. And why does confidence collapse when you mix the two? Because we've been doing that and it's been getting us nowhere. So first of all, I want us to see self-love and loving yourself as two energies that are feeding your being. So let's start here. Self-love and loving yourself are not the same thing. Most people use these terms as if they mean the same thing, but they don't. They play radically different roles in your emotional health, your overall well-being, the way you show up in relationships, and in your confidence. Apply them wrongly and you risk not fully experiencing the real power each one holds. They both have power, but it's different. So let's start with self-love. Self-love is what most people mean when they talk about pampering or spoiling themselves. It's the manicures, it's the cute brunch, it's the spa day. It's the, I took myself for a coffee date, I've got myself some matcha. It's buying yourself flowers, a shopping spree as a reward to yourself. These things are beautiful, I'm not knocking them, and you deserve them. They are necessary to recharge your batteries and to soothe the nervous system. Think soothing bubble bath. But they are momentary, which means they soothe you in the moment. They are micro acts. So if you think of love, these are just micro, because they don't require reflection, awareness, accountability, or alignment, nor do they require you to think about your past or consider your future. And if you think about it, most times, they're just things that you're doing to yourself. You don't get any feedback where you can sit and say, bubble bath, are we okay? Not that anybody does that. Do you see what I mean? Unless if you have an aversion to water, of course, then we need to ask you why. And that's a different story for another day. You don't have to check if you're in alignment for you to show yourself some self-love. And there's no requirement for you to think about your past or consider your future. You can reflect, but it's different. Self-love says, today I just want to feel good. I need to treat myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hear me, nothing wrong with that. Unless, of course, you've been using these micro acts to avoid deeper healing or to numb yourself, or you just perform them out of habit while you're so disconnected from yourself. Loving yourself, though, this is the real work. This is the long game. And it's a long game for a reason. This is the energy that transforms your confidence from the roots up, helping you to be grounded and to stand. So loving yourself is the way you see and speak to yourself, the way you perceive yourself, the way you make decisions that honor you and your future, the boundaries you uphold, the courage to say, these are not my burdens to carry, the willingness to reflect on your past and alchemize past shame into power, the grounded presence you show up with in your body, your spirit, and in your relationships, the choice to live aligned with your values and your highest good. Loving yourself is what builds trust within your inner world. And self-trust is a precursor to walking in confidence. And I have a video on self-trust. I'll link it somewhere up there or up there. I crafted this message to speak directly to the women watching who feels this in her bones. You've done the self-love. You've bought the candles. You've taken the solo trips or done the girl trips. You've had the bubble baths. And you've enjoyed the secret admirers. You've had relationships or are in a relationship, but deep inside, you still don't feel whole. You still overthink. You compromise. You attract draining relationships. You still silence yourself to keep the peace. You still second guess your decisions. Saying no leaves you feeling guilty. And that fashionista label is an outside label, which quietly masks your deeper desire in your search to feel worthy and receive validation. And that's for someone. Why? Because self-love can soothe you, but it can't strengthen you. And many women use self-love as a distraction from the deeper work of loving themselves. What does loving yourself look like then? Loving yourself means facing your patterns. It means discerning distractions and peacefully walking away from them. Loving yourself looks like looking at how you abandoned your voice. It's healing the parts of you you've been ashamed of. It's integrating your past without judging yourself. It's finally understanding what you need, not what others expect. It is seeing yourself beyond what you've been socially conditioned to be. It is seeing your own worthiness, even without external validation, to say you are worthy. Loving yourself is deeply contained within you without depending on external sources giving you love. I'm not saying we don't need love or to be loved, but we go from needing to be loved to be able to just give love. Think about a mother who loves herself and has a young child that cannot necessarily say, I'm going to give you love back. Can you see how they will show love to that child or to their children? Now, in that instance, self-love is very, very important, but there is a rooting of loving oneself that's also given to others. Guys, this is deep stuff. And I'm not saying we don't need love or to be loved. Of course we do need it. Love gives us safety. But we go from needing to be loved to have a deep knowing that we are loved and we are embodiments of the energy of love itself. Like you feel safe within yourself. This is the emotional backbone of confidence. When you connect to this energy of loving yourself, your self-belief increases and it opens up a world's worth of limitless potential in yourself. And I'm going deep here. I know some of you might not get it, but I'm asking you to ponder on it. It's like safety within yourself, safety in your existence, because you know how to love yourself. Now, I want us to talk about the mirror effect. The mirror effect, a truth many women don't always acknowledge, and this is people mirror how you treat yourself. I had to learn the hard way. When you love yourself at the deepest level, your boundaries are clearer. Your needs stop feeling too much. You're not afraid to express them. Your desires stop feeling selfish. Your voice becomes steady. You know when you should express yourself truthfully. And suddenly you stop attracting the relationships that were feeding on your silence or feeding your ego. And you stop attracting situations that ask you to compromise your standards and values. This is why loving yourself, as opposed to performing acts of self-love, is the source of unshakable confidence. There's a way where you're just like, I'm not going to stoop that low. That's just not me. And I'm not talking about loving yourself that's narcissistic, because that's all self-centered. This one I'm talking about really guided by a lot of values and principles that are benevolent and ethical. We need to talk about the word ethical because I'm starting to see that the world doesn't really get the ethics of humanity. We're often led to believe we are all just chasing instant romance, especially for us women. We're led to believe we chase fairy tales and are totally out of touch with real life. That kiss, the roses, the flight to Dubai. Are we conditioned to outsource love from shiny objects? Go figure. And Valentine's Day can certainly stir up a lot of emotions for many women. Think about the single woman, the divorced woman, the woman who gave too much in a relationship and lost pieces of herself. Think about the woman who feels unseen or unchosen or not chosen. I don't know if there's a word called unchosen. The woman whose heart is tender and is healing from heartbreak. So here is what I want you to hold today. Self-love makes you feel good for the day or for the moment. But loving yourself makes you whole for a lifetime. Loving yourself gives you safety. Self-love is a treat. Loving yourself is a transformation. Self-love is a moment. Loving yourself is a lifestyle. You are practicing it every day. Self-love soothes you. Loving yourself will regulate and strengthen you. And this Valentine's Day, I would say choose both, but prioritize the one that builds your inner foundation and waters your tree, the one that builds your backbone. So, in my usual fashion, I want to give you 5 practical ways on how to start loving yourself in ways that build confidence. Number 1, speak to yourself as someone you're committed to preserving and protecting. Would you speak to a child, a friend, or a partner the way you speak to yourself internally? Speak to yourself in a way that brings you safety. Number 2, honor the future you. Before decisions, ask, will I thank myself for this in 5 years' time? Number 3, stop taking responsibility for what doesn't belong to you. You are not the emotional caretaker or dumping ground for grown adults. Neither do you have to live in a social conditioned way that doesn't align to you. Number 4, embrace your past. You cannot build confidence on top of shame. Your past needs love, not judgment. Number 5, create boundaries that hold you, not punish you. Boundaries are how you love yourself in action. If something isn't working, look at it and see what ingredients are required in the most loving way. So to my ladies, if you're watching this, it means the relationship you're rebuilding first is the one with yourself. And if you're ready to go deeper, truly deep into confidence, embodiment, self-trust, healing your past selves, and stepping into the woman you've always known you could be, then I invite you into Unstoppable You, my transformational confidence program designed for women exactly like you. Women who are done shrinking, done doubting, done abandoning themselves, done silencing, then second-guessing themselves. And if you want to start today, contact me through my link in the bio. I also have a free confidence starter pack with a confidence archetype quiz. I just love that quiz. I have free confidence resources ready for download today. All the links are below in the description. Of course, why not subscribe? Join my world, the Confidence Collective YouTube channel. I need to grow. I need to send this message, especially to Black and brown women brought up the way I was. Happy Valentine's Day, my beautiful ladies. Choose to love yourself, not just today, but every day after this. You deserve to walk through this world with a confident love for yourself, where it becomes your natural state. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And let's become YouTube friends. Click that subscribe button. Bye.